So with the holidays coming up, obviously tonight's episode of Raw was a pre-taped episode of Monday Night Raw that was recorded last week. So I kind of just wanted to talk here about sort of the key points that I took away from this episode of Monday Night Raw. Tonight we started off with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, he kicked off the show here tonight. He sort of explained himself following his Hell in a Cell match, because he's never really had a chance to explain himself as to where his point of view was and whatever. Following the Hell in a Cell match, he sort of just dipped. But he revealed that he had a close family member that passed away. He was sort of going on about how the fact that nobody in WWE reached out to him. Nobody even cared to extend a fellow hand to him. He said that that's the same thing that plagues people like Sami Zayn and Jimmy and Jey Uso. The fact that Roman Reigns treats them like crap, and they go back to Roman Reigns within the snap of a finger. And he was really just going on about the hypocrisy of Sami and Jimmy and Jey. This prompts Sami Zayn to come out here and cut a passion promo about the fact that Drew McIntyre, everybody makes mistakes, everybody has hardships, but they soldier on, they choose to fight forward. But Drew McIntyre does the opposite. He points fingers around at everyone else. Get this match for the main event, Sami Zayn against Drew McIntyre. But before that, we saw the return of Jey Uso. Jey Uso made his return here tonight after a few weeks after that attack by Drew McIntyre. So we had this match set here tonight between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, which I thought was a pretty good match. But obviously McIntyre, they sort of made a point across on television, the fact that McIntyre has essentially had Sami Zayn's number every single time that they've had a match together. McIntyre has always come out on top, has always won that match, and tonight was no different. McIntyre, after the match, started attacking Sami. This prompted Jey Uso to come out and make the save, but then after a while, Solo Sikoa and his Bloodline came out, sort of a loose alliance between Solo and Drew sort of just stepped out, and Solo Sikoa and his whole Bloodline took out Sami and Jey, and we're left with the shot of Solo Sikoa standing tall with the Ulafala. The crowd was chanting OTC, and I said, damn well OTC ain't here, man. OTC ain't making the Raw before Christmas episode. So I said, we'll see OTC January 6th. That's where we'll see the OTC at. We also got a backstage interview with Seth Rollins. He was being interviewed as to why he has such an issue with CM Punk. He essentially stated the fact that he dislikes CM Punk because of the hypocrisy of CM Punk. The fact that CM Punk walked away for 10 years and immediately came back after those 10 years. He felt like CM Punk, he was a hypocrite in that scenario, and the fact that he was watching Survivor Series as well, and the shot of Roman Reigns and CM Punk standing tall together just infuriated Seth. He said he wanted to throw the remote as hard as he could into the television. He said that he needs to remove this demon from him, the demon being CM Punk, and that's what we're going to get at January 6th episode of Raw on Netflix. And apparently next week we're going to get a face-to-face between Punk and Seth, so I'm looking forward to see what that face-to-face is all about next week. We also got the New Day, and they were super confused as to why people are booing them, as to why they're viewed as the bad guys. And Kofi Kingston came out and he proved a point that his mother was in attendance, how his mother came all the way from Ghana, West Africa, I think, all the way to Boston where they were at. And his mother essentially disowned him as well. A lot of people were disowning the New Day. Even Dominic Mysterio was saying like, hey man, that was such a messed up move that you guys did to Big E. Other than that, man, not much happened really on this episode of Raw. We had Damian Priest against Dominic Mysterio for the bazillion time, and it ended up in Judgment Day shenanigans. We had Io Sky. She advanced for the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. We had The Miz against Dexter Lumis. I don't know about the Uncle Howdy stuff, man. It's sort of starting to, kind of become a little, like, I don't know if I really care for it right now. But let me know what you guys think down below for this episode of Raw. And until next time, take care, y'all. And I'll see y'all later.